Hi everybody. Okay, this is going to be my last video for today. And the reason I'm doing it today is because it is the weekend and I have a little more time. Like I'm flexible, so I can have like a 10-minute video or something, and I'm not like trying to squeeze it in somewhere or trying to cut it or something like that. So here we go. Okay, now if you go based on a 5-day week, where we just had day 9 of the trial. Now, on Friday, I'm not really sure if they had a trial or not because I didn't see anything new. Usually, a lot of channels, because it's a popular trial, a lot of channels cover it. So, usually, if you want to see the newest stuff, you can find it anywhere. So, the fact that I didn't see anything saying day 10, I'm figuring they took a day off or they did the motions or something that didn't need the jury or something, because there was no trial on Friday, because there was trial on Thursday and I covered that. I made a video called Kouri Richins Day 9 or something to that effect. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to encapsulate all my thoughts over the past week about all the I guess pros and cons of the trial so far. And you have to remember 2 things. These are my thoughts, my opinions. Number 2, my thoughts and opinions can change, which means I can think something this week, and due to more evidence and stuff coming in, my opinion could change next week. It doesn't mean that the opinions I have now aren't valid or vice versa. You know what I mean? So give me some grace here. All right. Okay. So week 2. Okay. So we're kind of in the trial at this point, and I'm getting my feet wet, and I know who everybody is, and I'm like, okay, I'm starting to figure out all the players in the game, if you will, and going, okay, I like this one, I don't like this one, what is this one doing, whatever. Meanwhile, in the back of my head, while I'm not really keeping notes of it, I'm sort of keeping track of all the outfits everybody wears, sort of. And I'm going, okay, why are they making that choice? Okay, that's interesting. Okay. But most of my thoughts are they're not really having a good argument here, or, what are they talking about? Okay. So I gotta say, from the beginning of the trial, I thought that I was going to, as usual, which, okay, another thing I gotta say, which I say all the time, but I feel like I gotta say because I feel like CYA, okay? I try to be unbiased when I enter these trials. And if I'm not unbiased, I tell you that. I tell you guys, I'm sorry, but I can't be unbiased here. I'm completely biased due to, and whatever the reasons are, right? Okay, so for this trial, I have to say that I am not unbiased because there was huge media coverage on this one. And unless you're living under a rock or didn't turn on your TV or didn't turn on your computer and look up anything, that's the only way you are not aware of this trial, okay? So I cannot say I am not biased. I am biased to the core on this one because it was everywhere. I was like, what the? She did that to. Okay. So then I was like, I want to see how this one plays out. Okay. So I had all those thoughts going in. Okay. So I said to myself, she's going to have a hill to climb. And I said, I don't know how they're going to do this. I don't know how they're going to refute any of the claims that the state is going to put forth to any of this. Because it looks really bad from the outside. But I said, okay, try to be unbiased, try to be open, and see if the facts change, or see if anything changes, and see if you're proven wrong. Well, it's week 2, and I still don't feel like I've been proved wrong, because I'm like, okay, looks like she allegedly did it, but it's looking more and more yeah, like not so good for her. And then the more witnesses come in, the worse it looks for her. Okay, so you have that going on. But then also, you have attorneys, right? You got the attorney for the prosecution and the defense attorneys for her. Okay, now I had said this before, but I want to reiterate this again. These are court appointed attorneys, meaning she did not pay for them. Okay, keep that in mind. So when I make commentary about the defense attorneys, keep that in mind. Okay. Okay. So I really thought that I was gonna like dislike the state attorney really a lot, like a lot. Bordering on hate. And I was gonna love the defense attorneys, and it was gonna be like, yeah, okay. And then that's how it was gonna go. Because usually that's how it goes. But yeah, I was wrong. I was so wrong. By the end of week 2, I'm feeling bad for the state attorney, the guy, Bloodworth, I think is his name. I feel bad for him. I really do. I really do. Because, okay. First, my initial thought was that the state was being shady with some of their information and not being completely open with the defense. And I was going to yell at the thing and say, that's not right. That's not right. But, no, I don't know. I don't feel bad for the defense attorneys because, okay, how do I put this nicely? And how do I say it nicely when I'm a layperson? Okay, I'm a layperson. That means I have no law degree, no law experience. I just have common sense. Well, and a whole ton of book sense because I went through a fuck ton of college. Okay. So I know a lot of stuff, but none of it is legal. Okay. When I'm sitting here and saying, okay, why are you going with that angle? And I'm going, they have no proof. What are they going to hang this on? What are the theories? What's the evidence? What's the codes? What's the whatever? And I'm not coming up with it and going, what? We got a problem. Because I've said this over and over again. I feel like a broken record. Okay, the one, I don't know, it's Nestor and Lewis. I don't think, okay, let's see. Well, Nestor can't support her claims with numbers. Like they'll say, what's the case number for what you're trying to say? And it's like, You're a lawyer. You're not supposed to sound like that. Okay, and Lewis, give me strength with Lewis because she's bad. She's really bad. Okay, to the point where I think she's a first year attorney and this is her first case. I don't think she's had other cases under her belt. If she has, forgive me, I didn't know, but I think this has to be your first year because, whoa, she cannot ask a coherent question to save her life. And then the several times, different witnesses now have said, no, you're wrong, it's this. And she's like, oh, you're right. Okay, sweetheart, honey, sweetheart, I'm trying to help you out. But your witnesses shouldn't know your case better than you. What are we doing here? Oh my God. Wow. Okay. Okay then. Oh, wow. Okay, because whatchamacallit? Okay, first of all, which I discussed this the day of. So a little bit of rehash, but a little bit. Okay. So whatever day the housekeeper came in and was like doing she was a witness on the stand. She doesn't, Lewis doesn't know what she's doing. Like I said, I think I did say this. Okay. When I feel bad for the witness and she's a state witness, we got problems. She was very condescending to the point of rude to this poor woman who was just a witness, and she made her sound like she was, well, she did have a learning disability, and the only reason I know about it is because the attorney pointed it out and said something to the effect of, "You have a learning disability or something, don't you?" Or no, she said, hold on, what did she say? I remember it, but I don't remember it because, okay, calm down, Laura, calm down. The reason that I remember this piece of evidence so clearly was because I was listening to the trial, and then during the day, and then I didn't see what happened, but she was crying, and I said, "Why is she crying?" Then I listened to it with somebody else. Runkle of the Bailey, by the way, he's great. You should listen to his coverage. He's awesome. Okay. But so I was listening to it for the second time around. So okay, you know how like you listen better the second time around, kind of thing. Okay. So she says the thing about, well, let's see, or something to the effect of, "Do you have any mental health issues or problems or something?" And she says no. The witness says no. And the lawyer says, "Are you sure?" I was, what the? Okay, first of all, two things. First of all, did she ask a question? Secondly, when she asked a question, the witness answered. She actually had the goal to question her again. Really? Are you sure? What the? Oh, okay. So that was like a, oh my God, for me. I lost my stuff. I, I clearly, you can see I lost it because I was, what the, what, huh, huh? She said that? Really? Wow. Okay, man. Okay. So once I got over my panic attack, um, she actually cleared up. This is the witness that she said something. The attorney said something, and she said, "No, no, you're wrong. It was so and so date." And I was like, "Oh man, this is a cluster F. This is a cluster F, man." Okay, and and uh, and it was just like it felt like a car wreck. Like you see a car wreck and you see it gonna happen, and there's not a thing you can do to stop it, right? And you can't help but look. That's what it felt like. Okay, so then I believe one of the witnesses during the week was the ex paramour. Now, for anybody who doesn't know what that word is, paramour means uh, uh, lover, secret lover. When you're married, okay, basically it's your whatever word you want to put on it, but it's a nice way of saying your other person when you're married. So put whatever you will on it, okay? All right. So I felt bad for this dude because clearly from the text, Kouri used him and threw him out. I feel bad for the dude. Yet again, when you feel bad for the other witness, not good. At least on this one, he was supposed to be on her side, so I don't know. But still, I feel bad. Okay. So, just to kind of tie this up, uh, it's the end of week 2. Maybe we're supposed to be getting into week 3, but somehow day 10 got lost or something. So, I don't know what happened. I swear it's not there. I swear it's not anywhere. So we're gonna start again on Monday, I'm guessing, which is 2 days from now. And I'm guessing we're gonna start on day 10 and go from there. So this trial might be a day off because it's supposed to be day 11. So you know what I mean? We're gonna be a day off the whole trial, but not my fault. Not my fault. Okay. In summary, uh, I'm still at. I don't know what they're gonna do to negate all the facts, and they need to tighten up. For the defense side, they gotta tighten up their stuff because when I'm going, whoa, what the? We got problems. Yeah, but State is doing great. State is aces. So go figure. All right. Bye, everybody.